Ladies and Germans, how you all doing? I'm Connell,
And I'm Mengru. Hello, hello, hello.
and we promised you this on Tuesday. This marks the first game in our coverage of the, how is it called again, Rang?
The Terrible Divisions Tournament.
And now we talked about this a little bit on Tuesday, and while I definitely want to get to the players, the map, and all that kind of stuff, Rang, what can you tell us about this tournament?
So the main gist about the Terrible Divisions Tournament is that you can only really use Terrible Divisions. So no Troph, no Fourth, no Sixth, no Sixth, Seventh Desert Rats, no Second Panzer, etc. It's all pretty much the lower tier divisions considering. And yeah, it's a fun tournament, and well, this is the matchup on the terrible map for the terrible divisions of Copycat Duelist.
Indeed, and indeed. In fact, over on the left-hand side, we are going to see Yuejin over here rocking out with that third armored. I always want to call these guys Georgie's boys, but I have been reliably informed that is the fourth, of course, and I never want to keep that straight in my mind. Once powerhouses, now more puny than everything else. On the right-hand side, and what I can't help but disagree with, Warhero 101 is playing the 21st. Panzer Rommel's Circus has been relegated to the dustbin of history, which is just, it's wounding me so deeply on the inside. I can only be happy that we have a Pinocchio tank in the north.
Yeah, 21st is, like, I'd argue, is a very good division and not terrible. You know, I understand that the gist of the tournament is to see divisions that aren't played all that often. So I understand why it is in the tournament, but they are a pretty good division in my book.
Well, the thing is, they're just a you have to be very fluid in the way that you attack,
Yes,
correct?
it's very, yeah, it's a very odd division. You have to use light vehicles. You almost have to play it not like a Panzer division. It's like the Luftlandr of Panzer divisions, where it doesn't look like it should work on paper, but then it kind of works, and you don't really know why it's working.
Kind of like an alligator that gets stuffed with chicken.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. In the meantime, we are going to get started here. We have an M4A1 and an M5A1, and I always wondered why the Sherman had a lower designation than the Stuart, but yeah, that's neither here nor there.
It's a bit weird, yeah.
And not a whole lot of infantry overall, really, from either side. We have a fair amount, I guess, a fair amount from the Germans, but it doesn't really feel like it's that beefy.
No, I mean, this is Copycat Duelist. It is open map, completely bloody open in the middle. Yeah, this is gonna be tough for both sides. The Pinocchio tank up north will prove to be very good, as it has the long-range fire support needed, and it won't have to go up against any tanks, which is nice. Well,
What we'll have to go up against, though, is that lovely, lovely 57 millimeter.
Yeah, but he can outrange it, which is good for him.
Question is he going to engage it right now? Because he's not doing anything. Oh, no, that's going after the half tracks. Okay, never mind.
But it's just on hold fire, so we're going to wait for the Pinocchio tank to get a bit closer. Down south, the Stuart and Sherman combo should prove to be pretty powerful. I mean, it's a Pack 38, yeah, but it's an unvetted Pack 38. It's not going to do anything.
First blood drawn, by the way. There goes a scout car to the north, but this is a 222. And like you said, I don't know, if that anti-tank gun gets suppressed before he runs out of targets, probably going to be a German flank.
Yeah. I mean, the Pinocchio tank's going to get a shot off, and that should be enough.
Oof,
there we go. Yeah, you don't mess with 15 HE.
And the one thing I always kind of struggled with myself in terms of this division is that the U-304 is not your standard German half-track. These are the French-captured half-tracks, and just they don't really have the same kind of oomph. And I know it sounds silly.
I mean, like, go ahead, sorry.
No, please, by all means, go ahead.
No, I understand what you mean, because this is like the thing with Rommel Division. It doesn't look like it should work, because all the units look really stupid. And the 304 is the perfect example of it. It's like a 3-year-old kid got like some like colouring paper and drew like what he thought half-track should be. Especially with like the paint job and everything. Yeah. But the 304 is actually a really good half-track, because it's 10 points, still got a machine gun, it's got decent armour. It's an 025 run, it doesn't have the sleek German log, but in the end of the day, it still has a machine gun, and it gets the job done.
But you know what? Appearance matters.
It does matter, but, you know, it's like, I don't know, it's like going to, like, a thrift store and getting a half-track. That is essentially the 304.
It's the hand-me-down half-track, the 304.
It is. Historically, it is as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I think that little F is going to tell you a whole lot about that.
Mm-hmm.
Interestingly, you know what? That 105 to the north, the Pinocchio tank is trying to engage at half track. Unfortunately, one thing I never really realized is that it fires like a howitzer on that one too. This is not a we depress the gun and shoot. This is we loft the shot and hopefully hit you with an anti-tank round.
Yeah, it's not the most effective anti-tank weapon. I wish it was a bit better, but of course it's not, because it's essentially just like a artillery piece shooting an AP shell. But it has Trove AP, so it can really mess stuff up if it can hit it. But it can't hit it because it only has 4 accuracy, so good luck. And 6 AP shots in total, so you're pretty much like a cowboy with a 6-shot revolver.
Oh yeah.
With a big iron on his hip.
We do have to acknowledge, though, is that there is a Pack 43 that's an option for Phase A, 21st Panzer.
Yep. That's a good choice. That's always a good choice.
And this is the workhorse for the Warhero. Mm-hmm. He's got to keep it alive, though. He loses this, and I think that entire southern flank goes.
Fortunately, there's no mortar half-tracks anywhere nearby, so he's good. Because that Sherman comes around corner, boop.
Oh, he doesn't have to. He doesn't have to come around the corner.
Oh.
Only problem is he's going to shoot for that half-track first.
Yeah.
Never mind, weapons jammed. That is lip-smackingly good.
Yeah, the nice thing about the Pack 43 is that it's super reliable as an AT gun. Because when it does hit stuff, it hits them hard. It's
not like when you say, it's super reliable. Miss.
So it's better in the Pack 38, which, you line up, you wait for the target to get close, you shoot the Pack 38, and then it misses. The Pack 43 doesn't care. It will hit all the bloody time. Or will hit close.
Well, we do have a couple more light vehicles and a 35S coming down south to help support things a little bit more. Meanwhile, to the north, the German attack will stall as Pinocchio will never become a real boy.
Nope, he got a little bit too close, and the Sherman, well, blew him up.
Indeed he did. Pack 38 goes down super, super fast, and I think the Stuart's trying to get in and after that Pack 43. It's only by the grace of God. Never mind, here comes a Faust. Isn't there Faust? Fire the Faust, my friend.
He doesn't hold fire.
There we go.
There we go.
Thereby saving the Pack 43's life, I would argue.
Mm-hmm. And, yeah, he's going to be able to mop it up once he gets some infantry in it down here. As there's just the armoured rifles in there. But that's also some good... That Pack 43 definitely saved the Warhero skin down south, for sure. And he's doing pretty good in the middle, too. Just grabbing some quick, easy real estate. By just, moving some guys here. That's what you need to do.
Well, as you might suspect, the scores are not going to be in line to what you usually would hear through most of this fighting here. Wow, 1 P-Grand squad. I kind of forgot how abused this 21st Panzer infantry gets. Especially by all his machine gun fire. Good God.
This is not a good map for infantry.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah. It's not going to be till B phase, really, where both sides are going to get nice long-range weaponry, such as 105 Shermans, 76 Shermans, Jumbo isn't long-range, but it can definitely survive at long-range. While Warhero, more Pack 43s. I think it's, Pack 43s, Martyrs. That's really his only long-range weaponry in B phase. Like, he can get really good tanks, like Shermans and the German Shermans, and Panzer IVs, etc. But in this map, they're not going to be that good, because this is 1.2 kilometers or go home. This is this map.
Okay, Pack 38 to the north prospectively said, I can hold the line, and then realized that he couldn't.
Nope.
In the meantime, though, the Stuart is going to have a field day, as all of this German infantry has been caught in the open.
Yeah, and they have nothing to protect them. This is really not a good map for 21st, as 21st much prefers, something a bit more close range, where you can engage at, 1 kilometer distances. It's really going to come down to Warhero using these Pack 43s. I hope he has more Pack 43s in his deck, effectively.
So, the 3rd Armored definitely likes to love him from long range, and the Germans are all about the intimate, close setting.
Yeah, at the same time, I forgot. C-Phase Warhero can get King Tigers, which will be very good on this map, so it's going to be a bit of a
They're
hump.
expensive as
They are very expensive, but he has nothing else to really buy, so it's not... I mean, if you get run, put it in middle, it's pretty much good to go. Like, there's nothing that can really kill it on the American side. In a large open field engagement, the King Tiger loves that. As it can't get flanked, it can't get side-shotted. It can get stressed up by maybe some P-47 Thunderbolts, but that's really it.
That's exactly what happened at launch, though, is that people would just bomb the bejesus out of it, and that was that.
But if you get adequate AA and some whatnot, you're usually pretty good.
But true.
But the King Tiger... I mean, if you do get to that stage, the King Tiger would definitely be a good tool on this map. It's just that B-face hump is going to be a bit hard for Warhero.
I mean, by the way, this Pack 38 is trying to hoof it towards that Stewart, and the Stewart's just like, oh, I'm going to back up now. Forget it.
Yeah. Nope.
He might get a shot off. He's in there. Okay. One shot, one opportunity. And that's about it.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Back down to the south, where all the action seems to be, the Americans have been cleaned up, but in the north they have broken through only a spa troop to the Germans' names, as well as a very, very lonely Panzer-Grenadier.
Yeah, I think the Warhero's probably just run out of real stuff to buy in A phase. I guess once B phase hits, we'll probably see like a Panzer IV or something just be ripped up north, maybe. Because he definitely needs to plug that northern side, because that's not looking too good with the Sherman, yeah.
Well, I am slightly amused by the fact that this mortar half-track is technically going to get whooped if it gets anywhere close to the front lines.
Oh, yeah. Open ground, Pack 43. Not really much... You got some hangars to hide behind, but that's really it.
Well, he's going to come right into the field of... Oh, he's so lucky right now. He could have been in that field of vision. The Germans could have had him.
Yeah, that would have been a good snipe.
And there's a dual P4 to the north, so good call on that one.
Oh, I was right.
Oh, you act like you're not right that often. Don't give me that garbage. 105 Sherman being brought on in. And I remember, honestly, when we start getting to Phase C with the Jumbos and the Dumbos and all those kind of giant things coming on in, being terrified of the 3rd Armored.
Yeah.
You know, at launch, it was just, we just spam Shermans like crazy, and it didn't matter what you have for the Germans. You had to be super, super well sighted, or you were getting super, super owned.
Mm-hmm.
545, Yuejin is back on top in terms of tickets. Warhero better start making use of that economy of his.
Yeah, I mean, the 2 Panzer IVs up north would definitely be good at the moment, considering the Americans... 3 Panzer IVs up north.
Yep.
Considering the Americans don't have any long-range AT, but the minute a 76 Sherman comes online, those Panzer IVs are pretty much neutered.
Yes, they are.
Yo, that's not happening. He's getting a 105 Sherman, so...
Second one?
Yeah, the second one up north. So he's... Yeah. I mean, he doesn't see the Shermans. I mean, he probably now see the Panzer IVs coming up. So... Getting that long-range AT would definitely be a priority, but those Panzer IVs just have a window of opportunity to make something happen.
3-star Panzer IV.
Yep.
That's a terrifying thing. Even got papier-mâché for armor.
Yeah.
Which just kills me, because that basically means a Stewart is only barely less well... no, he's as armored as a P4.
Well, that's where Half-Infantry only have 50mm of frontal armor.
I think the G... I don't want to say... I feel like the G was not a 75 long barrel. I thought it was a short barrel, whatever.
Yeah, it was long... It was... Yeah, G was like one of the early long-barreled. Yeah, the first one was like F2, but that's neither here or
Yeah.
there.
Well, thinking like that, I'm trying to figure out which one had the infantry low velocity cannon to go along with our whole HE thing.
D. Pretty much F1 and below was 75mm short barreled cannon.
Gotcha. So if you wanted to give her the D, you had to get her an early model P4.
Yeah, and also 21st Panzer can get the short barreled one. You know, I doubt that Warhero has it in his deck. It was actually a really fun unit.
Under the support, I want to say though, right?
Yeah, it's under support. It has a 9 ROP in HE, which is that's a lot of HE. Like a little 75mm cannon, considering like the G1 only has 4 HE. That's, you know, I mean, you cut it off, you make it short barreled, it's like more damage.
It's the sawed-off shotgun of tanks.
Yeah, it's like a Call of Duty attachment. You know, you get the short off shotgun. Yeah, it has worse range and accuracy, but you just blast guys at close range.
And dude, you do solder. But in the meantime, though, Germans are getting back inside of those hangars. And the armored rifles said, wait a second, that was our house. And
Scruff is
despite
right.
standing out in the open right in front of it, they don't seem to be going down anytime soon.
Yep.
Oof. It's just a minor thing. I kind of find myself wishing that the models that showed up on open gated buildings. I know it's an absolutely ridiculous thing to want.
You mean like inside the buildings?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd like that too, but it's just...
Driver wounded, shooter wounded. Okay, so one Sherman might go down.
Yeah, and we got the 76mm gun here being brought up, so...
Yeah.
Yeah, the Panzer IVs are not in a good spot.
Yeah, so both P4s will go down.
Yeah. Maybe one will get out, but... Yeah, that's a problem. That is a bit of a problem. And Yuejin, he's getting that nice slow plus 1 point advantage. It's pretty even along the rest of the line. Not wanting to do another assault down south. As Warhero's got some more defenses, yeah.
Vielfachwerfer. And a Lorraine. What?
Huh.
Okay, this is gonna be fun. So here comes the assault that we didn't think was going to be happening.
Yeah, that's definitely a good call. We're just bringing one of the Panzer IVs down south now. And with the combined artillery, he should be enough to, if he kills the AT gun, he can move up and give him a window of opportunity to push up. But once again, if Yuejin just gets a long-range AT gun or 76 Sherman down south to combat the push, he's gonna be all right.
But there's two P4s down south. I didn't see that fourth one. I am surprised to see that there is no dead P4s yet.
Yeah.
Knock on wood. I imagine it's going to happen the second that I say it now. But
up north, the one's getting kind of screwed on.
There's a 76 mil also. 76 Sherman coming in as well.
Yeah. But damn, man, they're tanking it.
I just want to watch this Vielfachwerfer start to barrage, and he's not quite in range. I think he's trying to hit that bunker complex with the 57 mil.
Northern Panzer IV goes down, by the way.
Okay, northernmost one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's dead a Rooney.
He was falling back in the first place. Yep. Here come the Pigrins trying to get themselves ready to go, moving at the jumping off points. Only problem with that is that there still is a lot of firepower behind this initially weak defensive line. And he's shelling the forest as well.
This preemptive strike. And we're going to see lots of rockets, because Vielfachwerfer has a lot of rockets, and he likes to shoot them. I think that's how you say it in German. I think that's correct, Khan.
I can tell you that the range is a far easier thing to say, and one shot to the 57 mil, so things are slightly easier for armored vehicles for the meantime, for the Germans. And in the northern side, that last AFV says, oh, you know what? I left the kettle on. I'll catch you guys later. And jets out of there, which is completely understandable considering how much firepower there is now.
Yeah, the Americans managed to mash up a nice little death blob up north through. I've seen that Pack 43 being brought in, and he can definitely get one or two good snipes. Yeah, I doubt he'll completely stop the push up north, as we've got a mortar half track here. It can stun up the Pack 43, but it's just enough to slow him down. And once he phase hits, even though Yuejin has really good, sea phase economy, that's when the third armored comes online. Those King Tigers, they're gonna be good in this map. This is really good King Tiger map, and hopefully Warhero will be banking up some points to get a King Tiger too.
Now, this is a minor thing to talk about, but the 233 down south, I kind of feel like someone saw a 233 and said, you know what we need? We need to have a legit anti-tank platform, and thus the Panzerjäger was born. I mean, look at it. If you look at it right now, like the Sturmgeschütz, the Hetzer, all that stuff kind of looks like a 233 to me when you think about it.
Yeah, they kind of look the same. I know in War Thunder, it's a version of the 234. It has a Pack 40.
Yes.
And I think it's just, yeah, it's like a 230 something with a Pack 40. I forgot the last number, but that's a pretty scary unit in that game, and it's a fun unit to use if you do have it.
That is a game I've not played in forever. I probably should check on my account for that. One thing I can't say for sure, 75 millimeter up gun for the Shermans coming on, excuse me, for the Americans coming on in, as is a second 76 mil. So I expect any, minuscule progress here to be stymied rather quickly.
Yeah, this is like I said. I mean, the Americans got long range advantage. The German push. I mean, the infantry's been slowed down, but the Panzer IVs are slithering their way along the southern side. But once they get across into past the forests, they're gonna be exposed to pretty much two 76 Shermans, and that's not ideal for those Panzer IVs.
Well, and that's absolutely right there. I think the 233 is probably the only hope he has of keeping things kind of copacetic on the recon front. Without that guy, I imagine Warhero doesn't see a whole lot. He actually has decent vision because of 233. He sees them, he decides, time for me to go home.
Yeah, nope, nope. That's a good move. Just get out of dodge before it gets really terrible.
Worth noting as well, sorry, real quick in the north, other P4 did go down. Pack 43 got one shot off, and now he's going to get just machine gunned to death.
Yeah, and there's a second Pack 43 coming in. You know, if one doesn't work, you get another, and then another, and then another, and then you run out. Bad Northern assault from Yuejin, that is scary. Absolutely scary.
I would agree. A couple of pioneers moving in, by the way. These guys are going to get shelled pretty quickly by that lone Sherman out in the field. Meanwhile, the 105 is just going to start blowing away that Pack 38. So, yep, pretty much everywhere you look, the Germans say, this sucks.
Mm-hmm.
+2 over here for Yuejin. Get some more recon to the north. I'm not sure why. He's going to be shut from pretty decent eyes on, I would think. And Pack 43 decides to delicately back up. I might be wrong here, but I feel like if Germans lose even a portion of this troops to the south, that the game's pretty much over. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, it's just definitely... Yeah, I can definitely see what you mean, because that is... The little Panzer platoon is definitely a rather, it's a rather resource intensive... I mean, yeah, it really is throwing all those baskets in that one area. And all it needs is like a Calliope just to rocket up and then just go in. And I don't really see him doing anything with his force down south. I understand he's a bit scared to move, because if he falls back, he's going to maybe expose himself to 76 a bit.
He's already exposed to 76 taking pot shots.
But oh look, we got a King Tiger being brought in. And that's going to be, hopefully for Warhero, the Warhero he needs for the southern side.
Look how collected all this is. Guys, if you start running over your own infantry, there's no more room.
Dude, it's like the classic battleship strategy of putting all your ships right next to each other. You just hope to God that they don't hit anywhere near your massive cluster of ships and get on to what you're doing.
Yeah. Yeah, and the 76 mil now continues to exchange firepower with a 3-star P4. So screw your stabilizers, he says. I'm frustrated. Yep.
Yeah. I mean, it's not a good idea for the 76 to get in that close against the Panzer IV. That's definitely a misplay, yeah.
Now we have a EOS French tank trying to shell here, and it might be that one of these 76 mils might go down. Falling back. Nope, never mind. Here's that other tank right outside. There goes the command tank, I'm sure, any second here.
Well, the Sherman completely missed you, and it pays for it. Wow, how did that Sherman miss? He had like 2 stars and everything.
Well, that puts a new lease on life, I would say, down to the south.
Mm-hmm.
Ever so delicately. Meanwhile, we have Hellfire Pass up here to the north, the 2 Pack 43s, just kind of chilling, doing their thing.
It's definitely a place I wouldn't want to do a crusade on.
I see what you did there. Onyx Tiga ponderously shifting his way forward. I'm expecting this guy to come in and just get shelled into oblivion.
I don't know. I'm having good feelings for the King Tiger. Like, I really am. Like,
well,
I don't
maybe
see
you should tell it how you feel about it.
Like, there's no artillery on the map, right? and I haven't really seen any planes from the Americans. So the King Tiger is just gonna, you know, run and run engagements in an open field, which is how everyone thinks, you know, how German tanks could have run the war or whatever, but this is a really good territory for the King Tiger, and as you can see, the Shermans are already back in array from the big heavy boy.
But he has no recon. He can't see anybody. Only
yeah,
finally
fair
seeing
point.
somebody now.
Oh yeah, fair point. He doesn't need to have recon up.
There's a plane. And, you know, I was waiting for these rifles to come on in and just be like, oh, look, surrender. Or just to zook it in the ass, one or the other. The Königstiger is the Bane blade of ST-44. I've been reading a lot of 40k recently.
Yeah, fair enough.
I would say also some last-ditch effort infantry to the north here. 3 squads worth. In fact, these are probably peak runs, I want to say, right? It's been a while since I've really seen a lot of 21st Panzer late-game infantry.
I don't know. It could be anything, really. I can't tell. Pretty much all the 21st Panzer regular infantry have no self-infantry.
Yeah,
so I can't really... I don't remember. Probably Barno.
Also, would you care to guess how many guys just got stunned up by 2 bombs? If you guessed the entire southern flank, you'd be right.
Damn, it's like one of those, like, pot of marbles out fair.
Yes, and even worse than that, one of the 233 got completely hammered. A small bit of happiness for the Germans when the Königstiger is able to take out one of the offending Shermans, but I think it was only the 105.
Mm-hmm.
But even then, not a terribly impressive kill. He's looking to outdo himself, though.
Yep, he's chasing him down. He's got 3-star veterancy, which is really good. And look, another one bites the dust.
I don't know, man.
I know, it's the problem is, even if he kills everything, he doesn't really have momentum to push afterwards, even though the Americans don't really have much down south. Like, it's pretty barren down south. But at the same time, I don't see Warhero doing a major push, so the opportunity is still, even though Yuejin has a lot of points, Warhero can still bring us back technically if he was to just push hard. It's not hard to get a lot of territory on this map in a short amount of time.
Oh, technicalities. I am surprised that the mortar half-track was another thing engaged to the north by the Pak-43. He shot something, and then he just kind of started firing at the 17-pounder instead.
Mm-hmm.
Very curious decision. Meanwhile, to the south, 17-pounder down there, as well as that upgun 76 mil. Well, it's a shooting gallery. Don't get within 1,200 meters of those guys.
Oh, Thunderbolt, what you doing? You trying to go for the King Tiger? Yeah. I mean, I think he can't see the King Tiger, actually. Oh, now he can. Or maybe he can. Or is he trying to get a side shot? I think he's trying to get the perfect side shot. And Warhero doesn't have any planes or AA, and that's a big misplay when you bring out the KT.
Here it comes. It's up. It misses. He's not even fully stressed out.
Yeah.
Huh.
3-star veterancy.
Yeah, but, you know, being under a rocket attack, I feel like that he got lucky with where the rockets actually impacted, too.
Mm-hmm.
P4 resurgence to the north against that plucky little Stuart. And a whole hell of a lot else. Now, were this me, I'd be dropping smoke behind the German front line so that way I can pick off the stuff in the immediate part of the smoke earlier on.
Mm-hmm. Cut them in half.
And the boy to Sherman. Huh. I'd expect to see him a lot earlier than just now. Well, there goes the mortar half-track, so there goes that particular feather.
Yeah, he might be able to retake up north, too. I mean, he doesn't have the artillery to knock out 76, and that 76 needs to die. But he has, like, the tank advantage and the AT guns, so... I don't know, even though Warhero, it's still a little bit, you know, early for him to, like, do the big breakthrough, but he's building up that snowball. He is getting there.
Well, he's lost his artillery to the south. I'm not sure what took out the Wiederfachwerfer, but something killed it.
Mm-hmm.
My guess is the 17-pounder, because... Yeah. Other than that, though, we're going to see another Königstiger. No, we see a Werfraum. That's a good call. I've actually missed these guys. We don't see them very often because this is kind of division-specific.
Mm-hmm. You don't really... I think it's like 7/16 get them too, but yeah, they're not often. But they're awesome because who doesn't love to werf some ramen on a French tank?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean, ramen is a balanced part of any college student's meal, so I'm
yeah.
surprised that
Throw
we don't
some
see it a little
eggs.
more often.
Oh god, now I want ramen noodles and eggs now.
I will
Oh,
tell you, I went to an amazing ramen place in the city a few weeks back. Oh, I have never had real ramen. Now I have. In the north, in the meantime, one of Pack 43 goes down. Boyd the Sherman comes in, and the Americans are
oh,
like, "You're not a real Sherman." Oh, but ooh,
oh! The Panzer IV and just clutch it, yeah, killing the 76 and the Sherman. So that's all the heavy hitters down up north, except for 76 Sherman being brought in.
you know,
And
another Boyd the Sherman being
yeah,
brought in too.
yeah,
So first you don't succeed, toss more guys into the fray.
yeah. And same thing with yeah. Same thing with Yuejin. He's just bringing in all 76 Shermans, which is all you really need in this map, as it's just long range. So the 76 Sherman can't do anything against a King Tiger. Like, it can't do anything.
Which is
So,
really weird to hear because I'm so used to seeing the King Tiger just get pricked to
yeah.
death.
This is just very good. This is just a very good King Tiger map. As usually King Tigers... Like, okay, here's... In a normal map, the best way to use a King Tiger is just as a defensive rule. You put it on a flank, which is relatively open, in a place where it's relatively defensible, and then you don't really push up with it, because King Tigers die when they push, because they get, you know, George hedgerows and bazooks, etc. But a map like this, where they can't get flanked, this is ideal, but he is getting bombed a bit, so he hasn't been able to use it to its fullest potential.
Being bombed a bit is sort of like being something equally pithy and much more funny than what everything else was thinking about. I was just focusing, I guess, instead of these two Boys of Shermans to the north, and I wonder how the Americans might feel if they knew their own equipment's being used against them. But
Mm-hmm.
then again, I imagine that's why they're bringing up a 76 mil right there too. So these two Boys of Shermans are going to go exactly the same place as everything else of that shattered husk of a tank graveyard is.
Yeah, losing all those tanks during that initial push for Warhero definitely did not do him any favours and slowed him down a bit. And Yuejin, he's still getting a slow +1 point advantage. And I don't know, I think Warhero has lost his chance, his opportunity to really push back now, as Yuejin has managed to mash up quite a good number of 76 Shermans and tanks.
Well, he's bringing the FU Lafitte pool, so
Oh yeah.
that nice little M4A1 right there. I always appreciate the unique units, but I always feel like, and this is just a minor gripe, of course, thinking of Company of Heroes too, would like to see him have a little bit more, like a small ability, maybe a small artillery
No.
strike, anything, you know?
No, 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 no. No abilities.
Press R for alts.
Oh god. Imagine this game but with the exact abilities in Company of Heroes 2, where Churchills could like shoot infantry by like shooting Tommy guns outside the tank.
They were not able to do that.
Yeah.
They had like anti-infantry grenade dispensers, I think.
I know, but like the Churchill in Company of Heroes 2 is essentially like a walk-in
Oh, it was a bunker.
pillbox.
It was a bunker, yeah.
Like, it's crazy how much damage that upgrade did.
I will
Absolutely
give you
crazy.
that. I will give you that. Driver wounded, crew knocked out, and I imagine the Stuart to the north is going to claim the first. These boys are Shermans. No, never mind. He makes it back. And the flying circus, well, I don't know about how it is up in Canada, but down here in the States, circuses are on their way out, and after watching this
Yeah.
game, I can kind of understand why.
Yeah, it just has not gotten around for Warhero. Just
Shooter knocked out. Another rocket run? No. There we
Yep.
go.
And damn, that King Tiger's been taking quite a few airstrikes. I think one more, and it should be kaput.
Well, it's another Königstiger to the north, and I don't know how I feel about this either. But you know what? Any day we can see two of these beautiful endangered species is a day worth mentioning.
Mm-hmm. It's just a very tough map for 21st.
Yeah.
Like this is not a good map.
No,
But
they're a knife fighting division.
mm-hmm. But same time, Eugene. I mean, he's managed. He played it exactly how he should play it. Just you get all the 76 Shermans all long range, and you just keep those King Tigers pinned down. And that's exactly what he's done, and it's paying off rather well for him.
Yes, it is. I keep wanting to see this rough ramen, though, actually fire its rockets, but he's not doing it for me right now.
Yeah. Rough, 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 rough.
Well, and 3 of the 76 mils, as well as the 17-pounder. It's going to continue to shell this guy for days, and I'm waiting for the armor to get dented enough that they take it out.
Mm-hmm.
Here it comes. He's going after the 17-pounder. He's going to get off his last rocket just as the bombs start dropping. And last one drops. There we go.
There we go.
Would you consider going to a ×2
Yeah,
fairly
sure.
soon? All right. It's called 3815.
Okay.
Lafayette Pool has actually been engaged up to the north rather effectively, so you freaked out.
3, 2, 1, ×2.
Lafayette Pool is going to get taken on out. 3, 2, 1, and another shot. He's dead. So the curse of the unique units continues in this game.
Mm-hmm.
I know, of course, the 2nd Infantry is pretty darn good. I keep waiting to see more Gabby coming on in. In fact, you may even see Gabby get killed. And pathetically enough, to a certain extent, the Germans have less units on the field than the Americans have tanks. They almost have less units on the field than the Americans have 76mm tanks.
I like how Yuejin at this point has just been like, okay, we just get all the Shermans now. We run out of 76s. We're just gonna get 75s. Just all the Shermans. There's so many Shermans.
Well, they don't really need to worry anything else. They don't have to worry about that. It's fine.
Another King Tiger up north.
Oh yeah, you didn't see it? Oh no, a second one. Okay, I thought you said that with them at the original first one.
That was another. I think at this point it's just like, okay, let's see how much damage I can do before the match is over.
Yeah, he's playing for pride. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that.
Lovely thing about the King Tiger is that you can just select it, attack move somewhere, and you can go make a cup of tea and see what happens. Yeah, it usually gets zuked, but you know.
Yeah, I was gonna say usually when I do try to do things like that, I come back and I find burning husks of where my units used to be.
Yeah.
Well, down to the south, there's one lone King Tiger holding back the inordinate waves of. Oh, never mind. He's not holding them back. He's retreating. And to the north, a whole horde of barbarians at the gates. The P-47 Thunderbolt using 2 rockets, and that's it. Interesting.
Oh,
here's another set.
Yeah.
That would have been a beautiful still had I known that was happening.
Oof. Oof.
Yeah, but that's what we expected at this
Yeah,
point.
yeah. It's looking at history.
And from 9 minutes to 16 is nothing but red.
Ouch.
Yeah.
We didn't lose King Tiger, so at least that saved his score quite a bit. It's like 350 points losing that King Tiger.
Yeah, but just everything the Americans had, he had no answer to.
Yeah, it's just. I think maybe it also helped in hindsight for Warhero was bringing some martyrs in his deck, as they're pretty decent long range, but at the same time, you just can't fight against that many 76s. But looking at the kills, yeah, 76s and AT guns just killed everything there. And losses, Pack 43 did pretty good, Schmidt. Well, yeah, somewhat decent actually. King Tiger didn't do much.
No, but I think he was there just to kind of terrify everyone, stun them up, and just damage them,
But yeah, Germans didn't, Warhero didn't really kill that much. Even with, like, the powerhouse units, like the Pack 43s and King Tigers.
He plays with his food, that's the problem.
But yeah, that's a fun match. Nice seeing some terrible divisions on a terrible map.
Yep, indeed. So I think we're going to be bringing some more of that in the coming weeks. But for right now, I think it's time for us to say goodbye. That about right, Rang?
Yes.
All right, folks. I'm Con Ulrich.
I'm Rangru. Take it easy.